LoreWarrior Armour Double Feature, Plainsman Medium Hover Tank. Overview. Created as part of Wolf's Dragoon's 3030 rearmament program, the Plainsman is a solid tank design from Pinard Protectorates Limited. The Plainsman's high speed and striking power make up for its lack of armour, though some crews complain about the vehicle's vulnerability. Capabilities. Reliability is the hallmark of the Plainsman. The designers purposely avoided cutting-edge weapons and components in favour of proven, field-tested technologies. The Earthworks turbine is a bit bulky and rattles a bit while spooling up to speed, but it can work for more than 5,000 hours without failure, and seems to need no more than a prayer of thanks as its daily preventative maintenance routine. The Star Slab armour is the same type that went to war with Kerensky, but it isn't susceptible to micro cracks, as were the newer ferrofibrous armours when they were first deployed. The Plainsman Harvester's SRMs can cleanly fire salvos even when the tubes are full of mud and dirt, and the Plainsman's robust build and utter dependability has made it beloved by its crews, who tend to forgive the thinness of the armour for a hover tank of its class. During the War of 3039, a Federated Commonwealth Home Guard militia company on Saddlebarrier was ordered to exchange their unserviceable Pegasus hover tanks for Plainsmen. Having delivered their vehicles to a salvage yard, the skeleton crew drivers and commanders were walking across the spaceport tarmac toward their dozen brand new Plainsmen when the alert sirens went off. The 2nd Shin Legion was making a combat drop onto the field. The militiamen ran to the Plainsmen and started them up. With only half the normal crew and no familiarity with these new vehicles, the militia company went into battle against these elite troops of the Draconis Combine. It took 2 full companies of DCMS mechs 30 minutes to drive off the militia. All of the Plainsmen suffered significant damage, missile launchers sheared off, skirts riddled with holes, engines smoking and shaking, armour holed, but all 12 Plainsmen left the spaceport with all 24 crew still alive. Even under the most adverse circumstances, the Plainsman acquitted itself well. Deployment. The Plainsman is currently used by 2nd Echelon troops in the Lyran Alliance, Free Worlds League and Draconis Combine. A recon company attached to the 2nd Shin Legion also deploys this vehicle. 3058 Upgrade. Overview. Originally conceived as part of the Wolf's Dragoon's rearmament program of 3030, the Plainsman was designed to be robust and low maintenance, and tried and true components used throughout. The wisdom of this philosophy is evident, for the fast and hard-hitting Plainsman has become a staple of many 2nd Echelon forces throughout the Inner Sphere. The uncompromisingly solid design is considered by many to be the benchmark for reliability and constancy in hover tanks. Capabilities. Reliability, speed and punch are its attributes. Though light on armour, the tank has proven its worth on hundreds of battlefields across the Inner Sphere. Responding to calls for more versatility and firing options, designers at Pinard Protectorates Limited experimented with split turret designs which would allow each SRM rack to rotate and elevate independently. The internal structure precluded a 2-turret design originally. Extensive testing, however, revealed the tactical gains of divided fire were illusory, as the tank's firepower was most effective when the batteries were combined. The split design was also complex by its very nature and prone to failure in the field, 2 characteristics which would have barred it from the sturdy Plainsman, even if there had been a significant increase in tactical versatility. But while the basic design will remain unchanged, Pinard are planning significant upgrades. Through a special agreement with Quicksell of Oliver, Pinard Protectorate Limited has subcontracted to produce a modified version of the FireScan targeting system. Retooling it isn't complete, but once ready, the new system will improve the tank's eyes on the field by about 20%. The most significant improvement, however, has been the acquisition of streak technology for the turret weapons. Scheduled for production by the fall of next year, a variant model which replaces the Harvester SRM launchers with Holly Streak SRM-4 racks will be introduced, and the Holly racks will also be available as a field upgrade kit. The reliable front-mounted Harvester SRM-2 will not be changed. Guided by the FireScan targeting system, the paired Streak SRM-4s will make the Plainsman a devastating component in close range. However, strong market support, brand loyalty for the easily maintained and all but indestructible Harvester launcher ensures the original configuration will remain the primary production model for the foreseeable future. Deployment. The Turian Concordat relies heavily on armour assets. The Plainsman is a mainstay throughout all corps except the 2nd. Plainsmen can also be found in 2nd Echelon forces throughout the Inner Sphere and have been spotted in the frontline units of many periphery states. Variants. In addition to the Streak variant that will be available late next year, Pinard offers the Plainsman Scout. The Scout replaces the forward-facing SRM-2 and its ammo with the Beagle active probe system, adding a half-ton of armor to critical areas as a partial compensation for the reduced firepower. While Pinard understandably recommends that every platoon of Plainsmen include one of the more expensive Scouts, procurement officers for units that can take advantage of its special features are purchasing one per company on average. Notable crews: Brava Company, Achenar SMM. In July of 3066, the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers, under the command of Major General Robert Koenig, and supported by Smithson's Chinese bandits, local militia, and 2 battalions of mercenary battlemechs led by Wilson's Hussars, engaged the 17 Arcturan Guards on Small World. The 17 Arcturan were supported by a remnant, less than a combined arms brigade, of the Achenar SMM, which Koenig had driven from Achenar. This remnant included 10 surviving Plainsmen of Brava Company under the command of Hauptmann Rondo Jordan. After 2 weeks of savage running battles, the Loyalists yielded the planet, but Koenig was unwilling to let them get away. Consolidating all of the battlemechs at his disposal, he staged a massive combat drop in the middle of the Loyalist LZ as they were loading their dropships. Given the tactical advantage, over half the 17th Arcturan's remaining battlemechs were already secured aboard the dropships, the battle should have been over within the hour. It lasted 24. Even after the 5th's armour assets were committed, Koenig's report credits the additional 23 hours of combat to the tenacity of the Achenar SMM and specifically cites the ferocity with which Jordan's Brava Company would fight, outnumbered and outgunned, holding forces at bay long enough for a company of Arcturan Guard mechs to redeploy. Though his contact with Wilson's Hussars would grant him first pick on all salvage, Koenig appropriated all surviving Plainsmen for the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers. So, the Plainsman, and I did have to stop myself from going, Scout, let it all out. Sorry, a Tears of Fears reference as soon as I read Scout. It's a 35-ton hover vehicle with a power plant provided by 140 internal combustion with a cruise speed of 97 kph and flank speed of 150 kph. Its armour is Star Slabs 3. Armament is 2 Harvester 20k SRM-6 launchers and 1 Harvester 2k SRM-2 launcher. Manufacturers Pinard Protectorates Limited, primary factory on Pinard. Its communication system is the Olmsted 30 and its targeting and tracking system is a Maxwell TA-55. This translates into a cruise speed of 9 and a flank speed of 14, significantly faster than the Pegasus despite weighing exactly the same amount, meaning it's got a bigger engine. It has 2 SRM-6s in the turret with ammunition of 30, so 15 shots between the launcher, and the SRM-2 in the front with 50 shots in the front. It won't last that long, of course. Its armour on the front is 18, its right and left side is 16, its rear is 12, and its turret is 18. So, we have an interesting comparison here. If you remember from the previous week, we had the Pegasus. Well, not the previous week, previous day, depending on when this goes up. They all go up on the same week, so it'll be the Wednesday and the Sunday anyway. So the Pegasus was a 35-ton hover vehicle that had significantly better armour, also with a pair of SRM-6s in the turret, but it had a laser in the front. But it had pretty decent armour. The only difference is that it didn't move anywhere near as fast. It moved 8 and 12. This moves 9 and 14. I would like to know, which one do you think is better out of the two? Because personally, I'm tempted to go with the Pegasus, because I think that's got more damage potential and survivability compared to the Plainsman, which despite being named a medium hover tank, is nowhere near being a medium hover tank at 35 ton. This thing has virtually the same weapons damage output. In fact, it has 1 point less potential alpha strike damage than the Pegasus. Its only advantage is that it can move a little bit quicker, being able to move a couple of extra hexes in a straight line by comparison. It's interesting, I don't dislike it, but when they say that this thing is rugged and dependable and it has far less armour, 18 on the front compared to the, and I've got to scroll up now just to double check this, the 30 on the front of the Pegasus hover tank. We're talking about two very, very different ideas of sturdy here. Sturdy, I suspect, in terms of reliability, it is a vehicle that can clearly, obviously, be maintained very easily. It can be kept in the field longer because it doesn't have as many fiddly parts, let's say. It doesn't have to rely on a fusion engine that has to be tinkered with or maintained more regularly, and that its armour isn't quite as advanced. But the Plainsman will die a lot faster. It's got only, 3 points more than half of the armour on the front, and it's got 4 points less on the sides, and a significant, I think, 8 points less on the rear, and about, about 8 points less on the turret. Overall, I would say that the new Pegasus is probably a better option. This would be also one of these price things. You might be able to get, you probably would be able to get more Plainsman than you would Pegasus. But I don't know. I don't know which one is better. I do like both. But yeah, I could see using multiple Plainsmans as an opponent, as like a larger force to attack the players with, for instance, than Pegasus. Because these things will die a lot quicker, but they still have the same potential damage. And obviously they suffer the same motive issues, which I mentioned last time. So, be interesting. What does everyone think? Eh? What do you think about that one? And something I've never done before, and it's only just occurred to me, but a lot of you obviously listen to the Lore Warriors and stuff, and may not be aware, because I've never spoken about it, so it's not anyone else's fault here. But I do actually do Twitch streams on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursday in the morning, my time, at 10 AM until midday. That's GMT. Currently, we British Summer Time. If you're on the Discord, which you can join via, there's a little Discord button on the YouTube, top of the YouTube channel bar. You can join that if you want. I always make a notification before I go live if you want to join. And on the Fridays, I stream in the evenings between 9 PM, my time, GMT, BST, up to 11 PM. So if you're interested in ever hopping along, we don't always, I don't just stream just Battletech stuff, though I do stream tabletop Battletech, which if you've seen any of the videos, that's usually from those Friday evening streams. I'll do modded Battletech runs. We've in the past we streamed MechWarrior 5, and I mean, I'm hoping one day to also do Living Legends too. Stuff like that. But we also stream other games. There's me and Fronica and Davros, a bunch of people who usually play the games. Phasmophobia, War Thunder, like various sort of cooperative games like that. As we go around, so like say like the Bigfoot game. There's a few to say the least. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff. So we usually rotate between different games as we go along. So yeah, if you want to join, or if you were never aware, there you go. There is a Twitch channel link at also at the top of the YouTube channel page. If you want to go there, that's if you want to hop on in one of the days, more than welcome to. Yeah, as I said, there's the Discord link as well if you also want to join there and say hi, ask any questions. There's a bunch of people who are in the Discord. There's regular discussions going on the Battletech discussion channel, and other bits and pieces like that. So if you fancy hopping on in, please do. You're more than welcome to. Yeah, other than that, thanks for listening. As always, Lore Warriors are nice and fun. I do like doing them. And we'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.